The first exercise is a slide board hamstring curl. At first I demonstrate it with two legs. You can always switch to a single leg. If the floor is too sticky or doesn't slide well, or your hamstrings are just too weak in my case, you can do the concentric the way up with two legs and then eccentrically lower it with a single leg. Next, very similar, we have a foam rolling hamstring curl. At first I'm demonstrating isometric holds at different joint angles for the hamstrings. Hold for like 30 seconds, squeeze the hamstring, drive your heels into the ground, into the foam roller, trying to pull back up. Now you can get little oscillation movements, so at the end range of motion with that hamstring, or even at the top. These are really good at mimicking just like a hamstring curl machine. Next is a very popular hamstring exercise, only eccentric, but really does a number on those on that posterior chain, squeezing the hamstring. These are Nordic hamstring curls, and you have to have someone holding your feet, obviously. This is a dynamic clam, so working the glute med. I actually get a little glute max on that top leg. It should work both glute meds. You're abducting on both legs. And then now we're still working posterior chain, glute max here. That's just a hip flex, hip thruster. This is a reverse hyper, hang off, squeeze the glutes. If you have ankle weights, that would help too, load it up. This is just like a back extension. You can do rounded back extensions to hit the legs a little bit more. Now we're onto the front side, working a total knee extension in a high plank position. So this is just TKE. You can always go to single leg TKEs too, or put a band around your hands in the back of your knee. That helps too. This is all total leg, just any type of step down. It depends on which way your knee tracks. And then what I just demonstrated is another form of TKE, which is you have a band behind the knee. It has to attach to something in front of you, and you kind of pull it back. That'll be like a leg extension machine. Now this is kind of like a cross between a sissy squat and a Smith machine squat. Foam roller behind you, elevate the heels, will really fire your quads. Those were a bunch of exercises. All I wanted to show you was some fun, unique leg exercises to hit the glutes, hips, hamstrings, and quads. These are all, think of them as auxiliary lifts or things to get creative. This was not a comprehensive leg workout video or anything like that. I would absolutely suggest starting with those major compound lifts. Even in your at-home gym, you're like, oh, squats, I can't squat. I have to do these little auxiliary isolation exercises. No, there is a progression you can still do in squat. If body weight squats are too easy, move to some type of tempo body weight squat. So you're going down in 5, or isometric hold at the bottom, or ballistic on the way up. Then after you've mastered all phases of that contraction, go to resistance. And I know you don't have weights at home is usually the problem, but you can find something, water bottles, jugs, books in a backpack, something to progressive overload and weight yourself to some degree. Once all that has been hit, you have the tempo changes and you found some way to add some weight. Now move to single leg exercises. So single leg squats, what have you. Get that stability, get that strength, and then tempo that. Go down in 5. And single leg squat would look like you could just do the couch behind you and you're doing like a piston squat down to the couch and you stand back up. Add some resistance finally in that single leg motion. And then lastly, once you have that like holistic strength, able to hold at different ranges of motion, and control yourself through all contractions. Now you can start working to plyos. So I'm still working on these major compound lifts like the squat, but now we could do squat jumps for max height, or you're catching yourself eccentrically, doing a depth drop. There's so many variations of squats, lunges, RDLs, single leg RDLs, good mornings, any of those major lifts, you can find some way to hit it. These exercises that I show in the video that I'm hopefully replaying for you right now are just supplemental or isolation exercises, creative ones, unique ones that you haven't seen often.